your boy TTB. This is TTB After Dark, episode 20. Today, it's February 23rd. Got some smoke down south in Mexico. It's a lot of stuff going on down there. Gavin Newsom stepped in it badly. Might have hurt his political chances. Some Bafta news. Matter of fact, I need a story. Oh. All right. Okay, got that. And went bad winter storm, and then somebody tried to rush into Mar-a-Lagos. Try to do something to the president and everything. We'll talk about that. But before we start, hey, like, share, and subscribe, man. Share this with your friends and everything. I'll just talk a little bit about the news, what's going on. Really appreciate it. Let's start here.
And took out the country.
They work to restore peace.
Yeah, violence and chaos breaking out after a military operation took out the country's most wanted cartel leader, leaving many American tourists stranded and in apparent danger as we've seen several acts of violence in and outside the airport. ABC 3340's Atra El Nashar is covering this story very closely and brings us the latest.
Pandemonium in Puerto Vallarta.
It really did look and feel like a war zone.
Sure.
That feeling of anxiety,
I'll lay up
feeling
this
of
guys
what's
to
going to
get.
happen next or what could happen next is driving
What up?
what a lot of people are feeling right now.
American tourists stranded in the popular Western Mexico vacation destination, the U.S. State Department urging them to shelter in place.
If you love your life, stay here. Don't go anywhere.
Fallout from a Mexican
What you gonna get mad about?
operation that killed one of the world's most wanted cartel leaders, Nemesio Oseguera Cervantes, known as El Mencho, head of the Jalisco New Generation Cartel. U.S. Deputy Secretary of State Christopher Landau says, "This is a great development for Mexico, the U.S., Latin America, and the world. The good guys are stronger than the bad guys." And P.S. I'm watching the scenes of violence from Mexico with great sadness and concern. It's not surprising that the bad guys are responding with terror, but we must never lose our nerve. Animo, Mexico. American tourist Roseanne Hope says there was an explosion near where she's staying.
We ran up to the grocery store and there were like 50 people in there just taking all the food off the shelves like you'd see in COVID.
Mass flight disruption Sunday continuing into Monday.
That's crazy.
We hope that during the course of today, or at the latest tomorrow, all the flights will be restored.
Most of the hundreds of roadblocks put in place by cartel members had been removed, Mexican authorities said Monday. The State Department running crisis hotlines for Americans impacted by the unrest who need assistance. One for those calling from the U.S. and another for those abroad, including Mexico. The White House voicing support for the operation that killed El Mencho, calling him a top trafficker of fentanyl into the U.S., and confirming the U.S. provided intelligence support to Mexico. President Trump issuing a statement saying Mexico must step up their efforts on cartels and drugs. In Washington, I'm Atra El Nashar.
They work to.
All right, we got a little bit more. That's just the initial report going on. There it is, real quick. So apparently, this dude got soaked up because of an OnlyFans model, like a chick that was connected to the cartel. She ended up he followed her or something like that. Let's see exactly what they talking about. Okay, it's loud musical. Yo, hold up. Let's see if right here.
Desplegado en todo el país. Esos comentarios que usted hizo a todo el personal que está desplegado en todo el país. Bien, por lo que se refiere a la operación que se llevó a cabo el día de ayer, a manera de antecedentes, noventas, en Michoacán.
Let's go. So basically, she was a she was linked. Make sure I get the story right. OnlyFans model Marie Felisa is reported said to have helped with the whereabouts of alias El Mencho, leader of the CJNG, when this claim that she was his lover, well, confidant or whatever. So yeah, that's crazy. Like she better not be around, man. That's crazy. So the lover ended up getting dude soaked up, man. And apparently, let me see, but somebody else, his like top lieutenant got soaked up too in this whole mess. I gotta find that story. It's a lot going on down there. Everything's pretty fluid right now. Let's see. Everybody. Man, it was matter of fact, I got that story over. Yeah, somebody else had got. Let's see, was just saw that story. I, this is crazy. I just saw that story. It's not. Can't find it anywhere. What's up, Cutting? What's up? Uh, yeah, man. Man, it's another thing that happened. Let's see. Okay, this just dropped here. Okay, over here.
Y nosotros, la nacional.
So breaking anonymous CJNG source just claimed that American citizen Juan Carlos Valencia Gonzalez, alias 03, has been named the new leader of the CJNG. He is El Mencho's stepson and controls the cartel's arm wing Rapo League. That's the people that's dressed in the black and everything. With a $5 million U.S. bounty on his head. He was born in Santa Ana, California, an American citizen by birth. Mexico's deadliest cartel is now reported operated by American from Orange County, California, which is crazy. So yeah, this is fluid, man. Like everything, it's like two of the top leaders were just taken out within days, within within 2 or 3 days. And let me go here. Yeah, it's chaos down there. And usually when something like that happens, you got a power vacuum, and whoever takes up power, they got to make an example out of anything going on. Anybody that was conspiring or whatever, they got to make an example. So, and man, I'm not going to Mexico anytime soon. Hey, that's stuff going to have to stay. I really advise. I wouldn't advise anybody going to Mexico right now. It's gonna get crazy because there's gonna be people trying to. There's gonna be other groups because like it's so many cartels. You got main one. You got main ones, but it's like a lot of offshoots. I would not go down there. Be real with you. I'll be real careful. I went down there because now it's gonna be some turf wars. Because like when you have something big like this happen, there's gonna be some turmoil within the ranks there. You know what I'm saying? Till somebody, take reins of power and whatnot. Then you're gonna have people vying for a position to get that territory. You're gonna have a whole bunch of stuff, man, going on. I wouldn't, man. Be careful, man. If y'all going down there, be careful for real. But this is President Trump talking about, I guess, the situation, try to help them out with troops and stuff, which, that's even sketchy right there, too. But here we go.
So Mexico is saying that I offered to send U.S. troops into Mexico to take care of the cartel. She wants to know, is that true? Do you think I'm going to answer that question?
That's why I'm asking. We'll see.
I will answer it. It's true. Absolutely. Because they are horrible people that have been killing people left and right, they've made a fortune on selling drugs and destroying our people. We lost 300,000 people last year to fentanyl and drugs. They're bad news. Yeah, that's true. If Mexico wanted help with the cartels, we would be honored to go in. So Mexico is saying,
wow, he's probably the first president in my life to ever just say, hey, you know what? Yeah, I send troops down there to get, start soaking these, trying to start getting people up out of there and everything, which is crazy to even think about, man. Like, matter of fact, there's a game called Hawks. It's based off of Tom Clancy, the world of Tom Clancy. If you don't know who Tom Clancy is, think Rainbow Six, think The Division, think of Hunt for Red October, think of Summer All Fears, Jack Ryan, anything Jack Ryan, think about that. And that was Hawks 1, the first one. You had it was like a PMC, private military contract, that was helping out the troops down there, helping out like people trying to get rid of the cartels. Because like the cartels got in that world had got so advanced, they actually had their own air force. So yeah, anytime you see something with like Tom Clancy or any of these military sims, damn near, there's always like an avenue from people like in the Pentagon, DOD, like telling folks, hey, this is a scenario that we think about. It's kind of putting the idea out there in the wind. So you always gotta watch out for that. Like even scenario like in Call of Duty Ghosts, which is ironic, we end up taking a real, it's like a video game, but it kind of predicts something like this. We end up taking a leader of Venezuela, and in Venezuela, because like people don't know, Venezuela got all that oil and natural resources, they end up becoming a power. And so it's interesting how like you got a lot of games like that. Battlefield 3 kind of predicted like our issue with like Russia and Iran and stuff. Like games kind of, that's one good thing about video games. Like some of the imagination can kind of predict some stuff, man. Like just looking at the TVs, looking at the whole geopolitics angle of it. But yeah, it's scary, man. Like especially getting military troops down there in Mexico, and then like of course we got so many people here, like because like a lot of folks that's here that got naturalized like during the 80s and 90s. Some of them folks connected with some of these cartels. That's impossible to really root out. It's ingrained in some culture, some parts of like the Hispanic culture and stuff, man. So it could get really interesting. We have to, at us as like, if you're an American citizen, you got, hey, this is a time like y'all gotta pass your Second Amendment right, man, and get trained and get, keep your eyes and ears open, keep your head on a swivel, because like if we got that heavy handed, like best believe something could happen down here. Don't be naive to the fact like the world is dangerous for real. And it's a lot of stuff going on, man. Like take care of your family and y'all have some type of plan going on just in case shit really hit the fan. So man, that's all I got on that part, man. Like it's getting real. And I'm not even on to like what's going on in Iran. We're gonna talk about that tomorrow. Cause like there's some stuff that happened, but it might be on the back burner. We don't know actually. Keep it a buck with you, but we'll talk about that tomorrow. Let's talk about Gavin Newsom, man. I think Gavin Newsom. I haven't heard this. I heard it's bad, but I haven't heard it for myself. So here we go. Hold up.
I'm not, I'm not trying to impress you. I'm just trying to impress upon you.
All right. Before I go on this is, I think he's on a book tour. And of course, he's going to be running for president for 2028. So he's trying to get a lot of buzz around him. This is the time to do it. So, I know. I'm not naive to it. So let's hear what he got to say. Let's see if what he's saying warrants the outrage.
I'm not trying to impress you. I'm just trying to impress upon you. I'm like you. I'm no better than you. I'm a 960 SAT guy. and I'm not trying to offend anyone, trying to act all there if you got 940. But literally a 960 SAT guy. I cannot, you've never seen me read a speech because I cannot read a speech. Maybe the wrong business to be in. I'm not trying to impress you.
So hold on. I'm like you. I'm a 960 SAT guy and I can't read. Oh, man. Oh, shit. Man. That went over my head. I'm sorry. I gotta. Yeah. I'm like you. I can't read. I have a 960 SAT. Wow. So, yeah. That's gonna be in some clips. He's a 960 SAT guy and can't read. And he's talking to a majority black audience.
I'm not trying to impress you. I'm just trying to.
He's going. That's the book. So, all right, you can't read, but you wrote a book. Come on, man. He can't read, but he wrote a book. But you think we can't read and we gonna have a 960? All right. Yeah, probably did. It's gonna be some commercials. I'm just gonna say that. I gotta hear this one more time, man.
I'm not trying to impress you. I'm just trying to impress upon you. I'm like you. I'm no better than you. I'm a 960 SAT guy. And
all right, if you running for president, why you should be an inspiration, an aspiration. Correct me if I'm wrong. Like, say what you want to say about Trump, like his business acumen. We had rappers rapping about that. Like he's a great one, probably one of the best know how to brand something. He could brand something and would change the dynamic on how we talk about that one thing. You know what I mean? That's remarkable. Like that, I don't think people really understand how powerful that is when it comes to politics, especially in this age of meme culture. When you brand something, we have a lot of people that got the creative mind to like put what he brand on right. What's up? How do you guys not get the food after? Oh, be real with you. You do have a large contingency group. You got a large group that just would take anything other than Trump. So you got that type of group going on. Then it's people that just want. It's people that just so superficial. They like, well, he looks the part. You know what I mean? And he does. It's some policy reasoning, which I mean, policy wise, why would you choose Gavin of all? Man, honest got truth. Like, at this point, like the governor up there in Michigan probably would be shit. Josh Shapiro would be a better choice than what you call it. But then, like, Democrats have they placate to the Palestinians, so now you can't really placate to somebody that's Jewish like that, which is crazy, you know. But Josh Shapiro is legit. He would be a good candidate. I mean, I'm not going to lie to you because like he has less negatives in my opinion, other than his religions to some people, which is not to me. But like policy wise and everything, he can actually help the DNC way more than Gavin. Like Gavin, like Pennsylvania is a success story compared to California. Like California, this man, they trying to pass bills that's gonna protect pedos and stuff, which is crazy. Like you don't hear that in Pennsylvania. Yeah, I mean, but yeah, that's it. This is California, man. Yeah, I mean, California is just a different animal. Like, if we just if us Texans say, "Hey, Cal, y'all got somebody tripping," they're just gonna go with it more. Like, I don't even talk about like what Cali does when it comes to like they stuff, you know. Um, yeah, I could, but I'm not gonna do that. I mean, hey, I could do that. Hold on. Oh, I see what you're saying. Hold up. Yeah, I could do that right here. Yeah, I can see that right there if you want. But yeah, this is crazy. And yeah, a lot of people offended by this because I mean, we got smart. There's a lot of brothers and sisters that should hey they pass ACT like crazy. Like we got a lot of intelligent people in there. They was not feeling this. And let me see. I'm done. Just yeah. It's gonna like I said, it's gonna be some oh shit. Everybody people thought it was AI. So hold up, let me go on here. So in more racial news, man, that's crazy. This happened at Baftas. This happened at Baftas, and this got everybody in a tizzy. So look, a little backdrop on this, right? Uh, there's a documentary based off of an actor or whatnot that has Tourette's. Got real bad, you know, Tourette's and everything. I forgot it's a certain type of Tourette's that they just say they can say anything. It's really bad, right? So this dude ended up dropping an N bomb, and these two actors, Michael B. Jordan and Delroy, his name, Daryl Lindo, Daryl Lindo, a great actor. Oh, yeah. I got you. My bad. Yeah, back to what I was saying. Yeah. I got you. Oh, yeah. So yeah, this happened in man, Black Twitter went crazy over this. I mean, I didn't see it real time because last night I was busy. I was busy watching Night of the Seven Kingdoms. I'm a big Game of Thrones fan. Basically, look at my name. It's a play off that. I was watching that and like I was kind of I heard about the American winning Oh, salute. What's up, Phoenix? Oh, Phoenix, I got some more stuff on the Anton Daniels situation. I don't know if I want to go through it tonight because it's so late, or go through it tomorrow because I haven't seen it because I thought it was AI based on that. Okay. Yeah, no. I'm not AI. I'm a real person.
Delroy and I are delighted to be presenting the first BAFTA of the night for a vital part of movie making.
If y'all heard that, oh, look at Delroy, like, oh shit, he has an old shit moment.
We're here to celebrate.
Okay, so yeah, that happened. Oh yeah. It was legit. And the reaction of this. Hold on, let me see if I. Damn, nobody talked to him afterwards. Salute to them, man. Hey, man, salute to I mean, that situation. Hold up, that's the one live. That part should have been edited out. Bro. Oh man, hold up. So okay, I didn't know this. Bafta was played on BBC America, so that was live. They didn't edit it out in. That was full on live. All right. Let me see if let me go look at the Hollywood Reporter. See if they ain't got some more about this. Yeah, that's crazy. I didn't know it was live. I thought they were recording it. Let's see, no. All right. After. That's drying up on me. I'm doing this live. Let's see. And they have nothing about the story. Let me go on YouTube. YouTube is basically journalism right now, as you. Hold up. All right, here we go.
You may have heard some strong and offensive language tonight.
That's BAFTA Awards host Alan Cumming reading a statement written by BAFTA addressing the audible outbursts during the ceremony from John Davidson, a man living with Tourette's, which included shouting a racial slur at presenters Michael B. Jordan and Delroy Lindo.
For a vital part of movie making. We're here to celebrate.
Tourette syndrome is a disability, and the tics you've heard tonight are involuntary, which means the person who has Tourette syndrome has no control over their language.
Oh yeah, that dude was there because his documentary was he's. Well, this is actually kind of crazy that this happened because his documentary is about how his life is miserable because he got this syndrome. So yeah, it's crazy.
Well, watching from home, BAFTA Award winner Jamie Foxx commented on the Neighborhood Talks post saying, "Nah, he meant that beep. Out of all the words you could have said, Tourette's makes you say that? Unacceptable." He also commented on the Shade Room's Instagram, "PH, up that. He knew what the F he was doing. Why didn't he yell out when somebody else was on stage?" And to be fair, John did. Here's a few of them.
For just a few moments, and yes, just maybe, everything's going to be okay.
The BAFTA for supporting actor this evening.
In a place which is very troubled.
You didn't hear him in the second half of the ceremony because Variety reports that John actually left the ceremony about halfway through. And he wasn't asked to leave. He left on his own accord. Now, I've already done a segment on this, so I'm not going to repeat myself. But in addition, I will say that it's not really BAFTA's place to explain John's actions or offer an excuse for John's actions, nor is it the place of the film star, Robert Aramayo, who won 2 BAFTAs tonight for his portrayal of John in the movie, I swear.
In the broadcast, you could hear him shouting quite a lot, and some words that people will have found offensive. But
yeah.
What would you say about that?
Well, first of all, they're ticks. He's ticking.
I think that explanation needs to come from John first. Like, I don't think it's the case, but I mean...
I disagree with that. Like, honest God true. Personally, that might not have been the best place for him if they won't do it live. Because, like, when it's live, it sounds crazy. I mean, I know it's a tick or whatever. That's just a crazy situation, right? And, that might not need to be live. That's my thought. Like yeah, I'm think even the I don't know even though the Academy Awards is super live. Like, I think that's like at least a tape delay. So yeah, that should have at least had a tape delay. So like, especially in a situation like that dude, I don't think he meant to do that fully. Like Jamie Foxx saying, but he probably, I don't know, that word right then, like that's crazy at that particular time where, they were presenting the award and stuff. Like Sinners probably going, they should get a couple of they probably got a couple of BAFTAs. Matter of fact, I got the NASA of the winners for the BAFTA. So bam, here we go. So dang. See, this Sinners won 3 original screenplay, but yeah, he won 3. One Battle After Another, which is crazy. That movie won more than Sinners. I don't keep it above with you. Hamnet won 2 categories. Frankenstein's good. That's a good movie. Jesse Buckley wins for Hamnet. Roger Mayer wins for I Swear. That's the dude who played that. I think he played that one. Sean Penn wins for One Battle After Another. Oh, she won. Make sure I make sure it's the right person. I think that's the chick with the voodoo. Let me make sure. Oh yeah, congrats! I mean that's cool. She won. I want to see. I didn't expect that one. My Father's Shadow wins outstanding review. Yeah, I'm not surprised. One Battle After Another. That's basically Antifa the film. So I mean, yeah, the BAFTA was gonna they're gonna fall in love. That's a movie made for Zoo Chocolate. I think that's supposed to be Zootopia, unless they name it differently in Britain. Because this is I think it's called British. Oh yeah. F1. I'm surprised they didn't get cinematography. That's a well looking movie. Avatar 1, special effects. Overall, I'm not surprised about any of these. Like Sinners original screenplay, supporting actress, and original score. I agree with that. One Battle After Another, man. Like I would have probably picked F1 for cinematography over that personally. And I'm getting into nerdish talk, man, because I'm a film, but I love film. Best film, I don't know about that. Director I could see. Adapted screenplay. Editing. Yes. They just like that's a political angle play right there. So I'll be surprised of one. Well, you know what I won't, because it's Hollywood. They're not gonna get it, but like your average film goer that's outside of the Hollywood bubble, Hollywood, New York bubble. One battle after another is it's pretentious as hell. It's a pretentious it came out right during the whole after Charlie Kirk and all that stuff was going on. Yeah, a lot of people are probably not gonna really be too thrilled hearing them win. So yeah. That's just crazy that happened. I'm not, and part of me, I'm not surprised they are trying to, because like that's pretty much the oppression. It's kind of a totem pole there, like the leftist totem pole. And if you know anything about the leftist totem pole, black men at the bottom, straight black men that not with all that stuff, we're gonna be at the bottom of that thing. And people handicapped, I ain't gonna say handicapped. People with situations like that, they're gonna look at them more of the victim than us. This is where he is. Crazy to think about. And Jamie better watch out, man. Yeah, I mean, because he being too strong, man. They ready to they don't like us too strong in Hollywood. But that's this crazy story. So somebody try to raid Maragos. Oh, I'm can't speak right now. Here we go.
This morning. And Mr. Secretary, thank you for joining us. We had planned to have you on this program to discuss tariffs, but let me first begin with your reaction. Do you know if President Trump was in Washington at 1:30 a.m. last night?
Good morning, Maria, and good to be with you. I just spoke with President Trump. He spent the night in D.C. He was here for the National Governors Conference, gave a great speech to the governors last night. And, Maria, I just want to say, why do we look back here and think two would-be assassins dead, one in jail for life, and this venom coming from the other side. Look at this terrible, profane Senate commercial in Illinois. I would call for them to take that down. Take that down, because it is that kind of venom that we don't know whether this person was a mastermind, unhinged, or what, but they are normalizing this violence. It's got to stop. I want to congratulate Sean Curran and the Secret Service for protecting the president and his family.
And how is it possible that this individual could have gotten as close as he did to Mar-a-Lago last night?
For anyone who's driven along there, the perimeter is very very protected. So we'll see. I don't know whether did he come along the beach? Did he? I don't know, but I can tell you the Secret Service is running. They are so much better now than it was in Butler. New leadership and President Trump and his family, they're safe, but they shouldn't have to endure attempt after attempt.
And Secretary, will there be any further changes in terms of the president's security, the security at Mar-a-Lago post this incident?
Yeah, Maria, I'm not going to discuss that on TV, but I think the perimeter around the president is as strong as it's ever been. But again, this existential threat, this venom from the left, really has to stop. They've normalized this violence.
Excuse me. Yeah, this situation crazy, man, because apparently he was super deep into the Epstein stuff, and there was reports about him. Oh, let me go find. I can actually find some stuff. Yeah, I saw it somewhere. Yeah, they got a picture. I'm not gonna post a picture. Wow. I don't know how true this is. Yeah, apparently he went missing. I don't know how true this is. I'm not going to even go on reporting none of that. But like, it's all alleged, and well, yeah, that's a crazy story. And I'll leave that there because that happened yesterday, and like there's literally no real news other than who the dude was. And I'm looking at it, it's pretty bare. It's a lot of hypotheticals and stuff, man. I'm not touching none of that. I don't know. If they don't know, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? So we got a winter storm, well, cutting edge. Got a winter storm here in the East Coast, and this is up there in Boston, Maine. And shout out to the Weather Channel on this.
It is happening very quickly here, and whoa! Was that lightning? Was that lightning? Holy smoke! We got it again, baby! In the same place. Unbelievable. Molly, great timing on that question. Holy smoke. All right, here's the deal, though. The power outages are the problem, and they're going to continue to mount exponentially. Wow.
Yeah, that's up there in Massachusetts and everything. Yeah, apparently it was a. Let's look at the snowstorm thing up there. Like New York apparently got hit hard.
Teeth. And good evening. We begin tonight with that historic blizzard that brought some of the biggest cities in the U.S. to a standstill. The record-setting storm measured not in inches, but in feet of snow. In New England, take a look. Some parts digging out from nearly 3 feet of snow, and it is still coming down. And you can see power lines down there. Hundreds of thousands are now without power in this freezing weather. In New York, the snow stranding anything on wheels, including this plow truck that fell right through a New York City street. And in New Jersey, a total whiteout across the state with the dig out just getting started. Officials bringing in heavy construction equipment to get that job done. And you can see just how massive the storm was as it ripped up the East Coast. And now the cleanup may be complicated by more snowstorms on the way. Al Roker standing by for that, and our team, you see them here, spread out across the storm zone. We begin tonight with Emily Aketa live in New York. And Emily, snow walls forming all across this city.
Tom, that's absolutely right. You'll find these massive snow piles across the Northeast with some 2,300 snowplows working to clear the roads in New York City alone, which just experienced one of its top 10 worst snowstorms in the city's history. Tonight, a record-setting blizzard bearing down on millions of Americans and turning travel treacherous in the Northeast with zero visibility.
This what gets me, right? If I'm in the North, like I'm down here and we got a 4-wheel drive. Like everybody got trucks and stuff. I'm just it's kind of shocking seeing people trying to drive in that type of weather with like a BMW or something like that. Unless it's like one of them SUVs or whatnot. It just look crazy with me.
Drivers pushing and pulling cars stuck in snow. You barely can make out this one. And first responders braving brutal conditions.
Right.
Overnight, rare thunder snow lit up New York City.
There it was again. Wow.
While wind gusts topping 80 miles an hour wreaked havoc along the East Coast.
Oh, it's getting strong here.
Downing trees and power lines. More than
Like a
500,000
hurricane.
Americans without power today, from Virginia to Massachusetts. Look how these windows froze over.
When it comes to power restoration, the issue really isn't going to be crews. We've got the crews. The issue is going to be access. So when does the wind die down enough so that it's safe for people to get out in bucket trucks.
7 governors declared states of emergency as some plows and emergency vehicles struggled to navigate the snow, falling at 2, even 3 inches an hour today. More than 2 feet of snow has been recorded in parts of 5 states. Nicole Motor is in Rhode Island.
Here in Rhode Island, this blizzard is shattering records. Providence getting more than 30 inches of snow, the most it's ever seen.
The nor'easter crippling air, rail, and roadway travel in one of the most populated corridors of the U.S.
I've got another scarf. I've got on 2 pair of pants. I have on a t-shirt, a sweater, and a coat.
Evan Blair dug out his car from nearly 20 inches of snow in New York City.
Damn, 20 inches, man, it's crazy.
Road conditions are pretty slippery, pretty wet, so it would be very difficult to drive or even walk through any of the roads.
Well, here's an unusual sight in New York City, quiet roadways because of a travel ban impacting part of today to make room for snowplows and emergency workers in these treacherous conditions. Our teams capturing similar scenes in cities across the region facing travel restrictions, including in New Jersey, where coastal residents are also contending with flooding as this February blizzard carves a path of destruction.
Emily joins us now live. Emily, more snow on the way. Will cities and towns have enough time to clean up before the next round?
Well, Tom, with snow everywhere you turn, it is a race against time for so many cities across the Northeast. And in addition to the cleanup, a big concern remaining tonight, power outages. Power crews, according to officials, are waiting for the roads to be cleared and the winds to die down to restore power to hundreds of thousands, Tom.
It's going to be a long night for so many. All right, Emily Aketa leading us off. In Massachusetts, they're seeing hurricane-force winds and more than 2.5 feet in parts. NBC Boston's Bianca Beltran joins us live. And Bianca, it's still snowing downtown where you are?
Damn.
It is, Tom, and normally Quincy Market would be packed with tourists tonight. Instead, it's a ghost town. The only thing filling the streets around here are snow piles. And if you walk with me over here, you'll see some of them are already towering over our heads. Here behind us, you can see a plow doing the work that's been going on all day. But the city has been pummeled with 2 inches of snow per hour and peak wind gusts of 61 miles per hour. Officials warn that these snow piles aren't going anywhere. The combination.
Yeah, you know what? I'll keep it a buck with you. The closest we had it to like this, like 2000, Super Bowl. When the Super Bowl was here, we had like a foot of snow. We had close to a foot of snow. Like, I remember that. Because, I had to work in that shit, man. I remember that. But, like, that might be the highest it ever been. Come think, because like the coldest was 2020. Yeah, 2021 is the coldest, and this last one that has happened, it was super cold. But like, as just high as snow, that one is up there. I think it was a time in the 80s. I was like I think it was like 4 when that happened. That storm in 89. Matter of fact, let me go find that here. See if this one. Let's see. What's that? Texas. All right. I'll go there next.
Of heavy snow and wind mean that Boston will likely be dealing with the aftermath of this blizzard for days, if not weeks to come. Tom?
So much snow there on the ground in Boston. All right, Bianca, we thank you. Parts of New Jersey are almost unrecognizable after this monster storm buried entire neighborhoods under 2 feet of snow. Valerie Castro is there with her team. And Valerie, as you made your way into one neighborhood, the sheer volume of the blizzard became clear?
That's right, Tom. And tonight the cleanup is getting underway. You can see that plow truck behind me. But this region saw some of the most impressive snow totals out of this storm. 26 inches here in Freehold, burying cars like this one. That is a Kia underneath that mound of snow. All of this wet, heavy snow causing a lot of power outages throughout the state. At one point, more than 100,000 customers reporting they did not have power. We have seen utility companies out and about working to get things restored. But people in neighborhoods like this, they'll be cleaning up for the next several days and digging out. The family that owns this truck tells me it took 2 hours just to make this much progress today. Tom?
2 hours and it still looks like it's stuck. All right, Valerie, we thank you.
I remember this April, the Good Friday snowstorm. So yeah, I remember that when it snowed. It snowed right before Easter back in '96. All right.
Thank you for that. This historic blizzard grounded virtually all air travel in the Northeast. And that, of course, has a ripple effect across the entire country. Tom Costello covers aviation for us. And Tom, how's it looking tonight into tomorrow?
Well, if you're flying out of Washington Reagan Airport, you can fly south, no problem. You're not going to be able to fly north. In fact, nothing has been going into or out of the Northeast all day. Here are the latest numbers. We've at the moment got about 5,700 flight cancellations nationwide. That's according to FlightAware. And then when you're looking at the delays, we're at about 2,900 delays. You add how many flight cancellations we had yesterday, we're now up to about 9,100 flight cancellations nationwide. And again, nothing going into or out of the Northeast. So that means other airports are feeling the effect, right? Chicago, for example, Denver, Miami, any airport that feeds into or takes flights from the Northeast has been dealing with flight cancellations as well today. When will they be able to recover? Well, the airports say they got to dig out. And
I'm gonna show y'all this. This happened back in 2010. I remember this.
Introducing Strikeman, a dry fire training system that allows you.
And we know that this is not the first time that we have seen snow here in North Texas, but it's so rare that sometimes it feels like it. A lot of folks have been searching online, wondering when the last big winter weather event was. We dug into our archives and found this video from back in 2010. We're talking more than 12 inches of snow, as our meteorologist Mariel Ruiz is with us with a look back at our history, because the events here are memorable because they stand out. Usually maybe you get one or two a season, if that.
Right. And of course, February of 2021 always comes to mind, but that's because of the ice, the snow, and just the duration of the event.
Oh, it messed up Super Bowl week. That happened right on Super Bowl week, man. I remember that. And like the sentiment down here was like, it was both two of our biggest, like our most hated rivals having a Super Bowl in our stadium. Like, no, finish. Hear me out. Like Green Bay and Pittsburgh was both having a Super Bowl here, and like we had to begrudgingly go for, because like Tomlin was talking shit about Dallas and when they won the AFC championship game, right? So a lot of people like, God damn, we got to root for Aaron Rodgers because we can't have them win on our turf thing. This is the type of punishment we were getting from the NFL and Jerry Jones and stuff. You know, we have to do stuff we don't like. So yeah.
Yeah, but one of the most searched things online over the last few days, snowiest day in DFW recorded history. And that was actually a span of 24 hours, February 11th through the 12th, 2010. So 15 years ago. Okay, so snowfall at DFW specifically in 24 hours, 12 and a half inches of snow, marking it officially the snowiest day in DFW recorded history. But there were other locations like Hazlet that picked up almost 14 and a half inches of snow during that same time frame. And this one also memorable just because it was the wet kind of snow that tends to accumulate on power lines and on tree limbs, and that always weighs things down. And the pickup afterwards did last for weeks.
So how that whole week went down, everybody was down here for Super Bowl, right? The storm literally, it started with like a sheet of ice. We probably had like an inch, 2 inches of ice, something crazy. And so it was an ice rink. Then it was like super cold. I mean, it wasn't as cold as like 2021. It was around like in the single digits, shit like that, right? Then I want to say it melted a little bit. The next thing you know, like that Thursday, because it happened Tuesday, it melted a little bit. Then Thursday, it like refreeze, and a shitload of snow came Thursday and Friday, and Saturday. What up? What up, what's on?
What up?
No,
Salute.
well, now Phoenix, what I'm trying to say, the ice was the issue. Really, the ice was like crazy. It was like an inch. It was like damn near 2 inches of ice. And then we had plows and everything, but like the ice was just bad. Like they messed up so we had so many events ready for Super Bowl, we couldn't do nothing, literally. So it kind of made it a Super Bowl bust type situation.
Damn.
Yeah. Go ahead. So what's up?
Go. My bad. Yeah, it's getting bad. That's what I'm saying. In the East Coast.
Yeah.
And then I rewind a little bit before I got on here. You were talking about the Mexican thing.
Oh, that's bad.
But yeah. But go ahead, finish this topic before we can go on.
Yeah. So basically, all that stuff, man. Look, you can prep all you want to. Ice is ice, and like what I'm saying, it melted. A lot of stuff melted Wednesday because like it was cold, but like people was driving, people getting around. Then on top of that, Thursday night it refreeze. Then the snow came. It literally snowed like 2 or 3 days nonstop. And so then Saturday it actually melted. This Sunday Super Bowl happened. So it was one of those type of situations.
How long do you think this is gonna take? Another week? A couple more days, maybe? The snow?
It says they getting that around tonight. It's supposed to be done. It's supposed to be done for probably a week or two or something like that. Cause like what's crazy right now is like down here we like in the 60s and stuff. See. Yeah, we're gonna be in the 80s all week. After Tuesday, yeah, we're gonna be in the 70s, the 40s and the lows, 80s and as a high. So it's pretty much done. Winter's pretty much done here. But this is how crazy how Texas is. We get those what you call Easter snaps. You know what I mean? Like right around good. And my daughter's birthday is around that time, so it's gonna be fun because like I was thinking about taking her Six Flags or something like that, some type of event. So I gotta watch out for that because like anytime it's close to Easter, we get those snaps like that. That's like the last bit of like winter we get.
When you say Texas, is it usually South or North Texas that gets bad snowing?
The worst is Panhandle. It'll be Panhandle. That's like your Amarillo's, Lubbock, Plainview. I mean, places like that.
Is that near Dallas or Houston or?
That all right. So Texas is a big ass state. Amarillo, you getting towards like between like Oklahoma, New Mexico, Colorado. It's up there. Like we legit got mountain. We got a place where like the Rocky Mountains kind of touch. That'd be like up there. You know what I mean? Like Amarillo and stuff like that. Lubbock. It's Northwest pretty much. Like I'm in DFW, so how we usually get snow and stuff. It's really super like polar vortex come from like it comes from north, then like the jet stream, like probably like something come from like either the Gulf or the Pacific. That's how we got moisture and stuff, and that's how snowstorms happen here. But up there, like they getting that mountain snow. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, they getting that mountain snow and stuff. And they the main one. Like the place to get the most snow will be up in like Amarillo. So yeah.
Okay.
But
Yeah, because now it's getting because flights getting canceled. People. Oh, did you hear? Speaking of snow, the avalanche that happened in California.
a big over there in Lake Tahoe.
I think so. Yeah, in California, and I think it was yesterday. It happened. Another one happened in Italy though. It was like, damn, 3 people passed away, and the one in California is like 10 people. I'm guessing.
And some of them was like professional skiers and stuff. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's getting bad.
But I mean, it's wintertime. Like, yeah, they gotta be careful on that stuff, man. Like, avalanche is dangerous.
Yeah, and then especially if you never been around the snow, you don't know how to drive around it. It's all bad.
Yeah. Like what trips me out, I'm watching this thing and like I'm seeing people in Priuses and stuff. I'm like, nobody got a Jeep. I mean, I know people got Jeeps up there and stuff. But you think like anywhere up north, you would have something capable of going through that stuff. You won't be just having like a regular car.
Mm.
You would think.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, because my picture is froze. I don't know why, but yeah.
That might be on your end.
Yeah, people just need to be careful. The weather is getting bad, and that's only snow. Imagine the other parts, the wildfire. The fires are getting bad. There's floods. It's worldwide. Like the world is in chaos.
I mean, I've been monitoring. Like it's been a lot of seismic activity, especially. I saw one of the Philippine volcanoes erupted not too long ago. So you got that situation going on. Like you have to remember too, man. The solar activity been crazy. Have you been paying attention to that?
Yeah, especially like I said, like I just saw Madagascar got a cyclone, I think it was called. They called, and then the UK has floodings. The weather's bad around the world right now, and that's not including the other crazy stuff that's going on. So it's all happening all at the same time. You know what I'm saying? Some people having bad snow, some people having bad floods. It's like, damn. And you just mentioned the volcano. Hawaii just got a flood too, and no one's barely talking about that.
Yeah, I just saw some. Yeah, 12 days ago. Here's something 12 days ago.
2026. The sun is erupting with its most intense X-class and M-class flares in years. Deep within the Earth, a rare 6.2 magnitude earthquake struck nearly 510 kilometers beneath Fiji's tectonic plate.
Yeah.
Major astronomical events are just days away, yet the science tells a more nuanced story than headlines suggest. What do these signals really mean, and what do they not mean? Let us examine the data behind this pivotal month.
With that being said, this might be an AI video. I'm putting everything just full disclosure. I just found this video here. You never know, like YouTube, it sounds good, but it might be AI. So get me on this. I just found this full point of like how solar activity been going on.
NOAA's X-ray flux plot offers a direct window into the sun's intensity. The vertical axis shows X-ray energy measured in watts per square meter, and the horizontal axis tracks time in coordinated universal time. Solar flares are categorized by their peak flux. C-class flares start at 1/1,000,000th of a watt per square meter.
All right, but before we go any deeper, if the sun have this much activity, chances are it's going to affect our magnetic field. Chances are that's going to trigger other things going on the Earth. So it's a cascading effect in a lot of cases. You know, scientific, it's just basic science stuff, like, because like anything shoot after the sun is going to affect things. So that's part of why we're getting these crazy weather events. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Or do you think is it humans messing with it?
It could be a bit of both.
You know.
Yeah, you are frozen right now. I see what you're talking about.
Yeah, because I'm checking on my phone, the picture's going good, but for some, when I'm looking at the screen on my laptop, it's frozen. But yeah, am I good now? Can you hear me now?
I can hear you. It's just you frozen. It's cool. It ain't no big deal.
Yeah. So yeah, you never know, you know, especially these days.
Yeah.
Like I said, you just got to be careful, you know, especially if you have kids. Just let them be aware of what's going on the best way you can, you know, explain to them.
And the crazy thing too is like the way we are able to like this even the technology just based off this is remarkable, because like think about all the weather events that probably happened in history. Yeah, even up to like the Noah's floods. You know, people they figuring out things like about that. Like you see, it's so many. Every damn culture got a flood event story to be told. So how was the sun activity going on back then? You know, we don't know really, because like that'd be impossible unless we actually like they found evidence that we were hit with a solar flare or something crazy like that. Which if the whole if the world was hit with a legitimate solar flare where we could see the scar in the earth, we probably wouldn't even be here. You know what I mean? Because people don't understand how hot the damn sun is.
Yeah. But people like they need to how you say dig into this type of stuff, you know, like teach yourself, find books, find articles, find videos to understand these type of things, you know.
Yeah.
Because you can talk about it all you want, but people are like, wait, what is he talking about? What is she talking about? And they just ignore it, you know, which is, I think, is a mistake. You gotta know about these stuff. You gotta know how to prepare yourself the best way you can. Yeah, I get it. As a natural disaster can happen, but you know, you gotta know what you gotta do when these stuff happens, you know. And a lot of people either they don't care or they never been in that environment. Like if I'm gonna go to the East Coast and I know like stuff like this happens, snow, I gotta be prepared. You know, like, well, okay, if this happens, what I should do. And I get it, you got to be inside and stuff, but what happens if you go to an island that's like a volcano eruption? You know, I get you're supposed to run, but run to where? Is there like an underground tunnel?
And you just got if you're on an island and that volcano about to blow, you just got to get out that island.
Well, yeah,
means
or like where's the nearest boat to get the hell out of here?
Yeah. I mean, there's no shelter on that one. Like you get shelter, a thing of Pompeii. You do shelter, man. That might be your tomb. Real talk.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's the work, man. Like, you have to you have to evacuate if there's a volcano. Yeah, there's just no question about it. And then again, like solar flares, like volcano erupting is based off the magnetic field hitting the tectonic plate. I mean, that's geography 101. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the world, if our magnetic field gets shifted or get hit in any, you're gonna have more storms and the whole nine. I mean, that's just. I mean, if you want to prove this, like, go put like a magnet with against an electromagnetic bug. You're gonna see that energy gonna go right where that magnet going. I tell you what's going on, because like a solar flare is the equivalent of a magnet swiped across a magnetic field, pretty much. You know, just me and my daughter, where we be talking about science lately. She better be 10 years old and everything. So I've been reading up on this a little bit more.
Hey, that's good. You know, that's good. Like I said, teach your kids. You know.
Yeah.
Teach your kids. Let them know what's going on. Damn, but you can hear me good though.
I can hear you good. You good, man.
Yeah, because I don't know what's going on my end. Everything's like frozen.
Look like internet's still good. But hey, let me go on. Let's read. Let's get a little bit more of this. Talk about solar flares.
Yeah.
M-class flares start at 10 millionths, and X-class flares start at 100 millionths. Each step up corresponds to roughly 10 times more energy, making the differences measurable. Early February brought a pronounced spike. Active region 4366 produced multiple M-class and X-class flares. On February 1st, a series of sharp peaks rose above the amber M-class threshold, followed by an X-class event that crossed into deep red on the chart. The largest event, an X8.1, registered in the early hours, with additional M1.8 and M1.7 flares on February 8th. These measurements confirm that solar activity is elevated and quantifiable, with active region 4366 acting as the primary source behind the recent surge. Coronal holes stand out as dark patches on solar images, revealing regions where magnetic fields open into space and allow solar wind to escape more freely. During early February, several coronal holes rotated into view, with wind speeds measured near 450 kilometers per second, almost double the background solar wind. These high-speed streams buffet Earth's magnetosphere, sometimes stirring up geomagnetic activity detectable by ground sensors. Meanwhile, plasma filaments, long rope-like clouds of...
You got a bad echo, dude. I'll drop... Hey. Wow. That echo bad.
Drop the other one.
Check.
Okay. Yeah, because right now, can you hear me?
Yeah, it's a bad echo.
Yeah, my laptop's completely froze on me. I don't know what happened. I'm using my phone, but go ahead.
All right, go get your headset, man.
I got you.
Cooler gas suspended above the sun's surface can become unstable and erupt, launching material outward. Both features are tracked closely by scientists, since their behavior often sets the stage for changes in space weather. The KP index translates these solar influences into a simple scale from 0 to 9. A KP value of 5 indicates a G1 geomagnetic storm, enough to trigger auroras at higher latitudes.
Have you noticed that we've been seeing a lot more auroras because of the magnetic stuff?
Yeah. I noticed that too, at night, and there's some weird stuff happening.
Yeah. And that's showing you is a lot of it's a lot of solar activity.
Like
Go ahead.
No, what I was saying, what I live at, sometimes we see
something looks like I don't know how to say this, like a white sperm or whatever in the sky. It's like, what the hell is this?
That might be nebula or something like that. If you got clear skies, you might be seeing something like that.
Yeah.
That's another effect because like you have those ultramagnetic waves hit. It's gonna hit them nebulas and yeah, Phoenix. I'm sorry, man. Hey, black people gotta know things now, Phoenix. Come on now. But sometimes they hit the galaxies and stuff a certain way because it you know affect them. So you see an effect of the magnetic solar flares throughout the whole galaxy type stuff.
Most definitely. I don't know if you heard of this channel before. It gives out great news 24 hours. I put it in the back chat. And
I know about Al Jazeera. Hey, believe it or not, I was a journalist major. Believe it or not.
Oh, okay. That's what's up.
Yeah, I know about all that. Gotta be careful, man. I mean, it's misinformation everywhere. You gotta be careful. But I know what you're talking about.
Oh yeah. I listen to. I understand the game. I watch a little bit of everybody, to understand the full story and who's full. And I send it to you, Phoenix, if you're still there. But yeah, go ahead.
All right, babe.
And minor radio disturbances. NASA heliophysicists use these indices to connect what is visible on the sun to measurable effects here on Earth. A magnitude 6.2 earthquake was recorded at approximately 510 kilometers beneath the Fiji region, far deeper than most seismic events. This was a deep event compared with typical shallow earthquakes. The United States Geological Survey pinpointed the epicenter using a global network of seismometers, analyzing the arrival times of seismic waves, especially the gap between direct phases and phases reflected from depth. This method allows scientists to determine not just the location, but the precise depth of the rupture within Earth's mantle.
So basically, if it's going that deep into earthquakes all the way down there, it's affecting the tectonic plates. You know what I'm saying? So that's why you won't get these eruptions. This all makes sense, man. It's just basic. Like, if you understand the sun dictates pretty much everything going on our climate, like 90% of everything going on in the climate, we ain't focusing on what oil does. Just think about it like this too. Like BP oil spill. A lot of people don't know this. Like, everybody was making a big deal about the BP oil spill. Oil spills are bad, don't get me wrong. But people forget the power of fucking salt water. And like what and people forget what is actually like petroleum. What is petroleum? It's called fossil fuels for a reason. Like, you put fossil fuels in the sea, organisms gonna eat that shit up because it's if you know anything about the sea, anything that's seen foreign in the sea, somebody gonna figure out they could eat that shit or consume it in some form of fashion, right? So that's why you see oil spills. They usually don't last long in the sea. Now they last, like, if you got sand and something like this on land, that's a different thing. That's because like it could deal with like fresh water. You don't want to get fresh water because fresh water stays longer because of course it's fresh water. The salt is drinkable water pretty much. You boil it, whatever, any micro, stuff like that out of it, you can actually use the drink. You can't drink salt water because of what's in salt water. Salt. That's a certain type of salt.
I'm looking at this graph and the way this reminded me. I don't know if you heard of the San Francisco or the California big earthquake supposed to be happening.
Yeah.
Yeah, like damn. If that happens, yeah, California screwed. It's supposed to like split California in half or whatever. I forgot the exact name for it, but you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah. And that's why you got anything when it comes to seismic events. First thing we all gotta watch out for is solar event. Because that, I mean, this is, I don't get why people don't talk about this more. Like, the sun dictates so much. Like, matter of fact, if the magnetic, here's the thing, let's say the solar flares happen, it fucks with our magnetic field to a point. That's gonna affect birds. Birds gonna move. That can affect our our polar, the whole polar shift thing, which it's gonna take years for that to shift and really mess things. Like you'll have to have we'll have to have a meteor hit the Earth so hard that pretty much we all gonna be gone anyway. We ain't gonna really, you know what I'm saying? It gotta be one of them type of situations, which can always happen because we have a bad. Well, go ahead. What's up?
No, go ahead. Finish. My bad.
Yeah, we have a bad solar flare that actually hit a planet or something, or do something of that nature, or a comet is pretty much asteroid is pretty much a piece of a broken off moon or planet or something like that. Anyway, so yeah, I mean,
speaking of hitting the Earth, I think a small one hit Russia. Have you seen that one a couple years ago?
Oh, are you talking about recently or the one that hit it back in
No. It was like 2016, 2017, maybe 2020. Yeah, it's 20 between 2015 to 2022. I forgot the city. Look, like the most recent one hit Russia, and you can see like clear in the video. Like, damn.
2013.
2013. Okay, yeah. It's like, damn. Imagine one hits like America or something. That'd be, and that's supposed to be a little one too.
Yeah, it's just a meteor. Here we go.
Yeah, that one.
Should have put. О, нихуя горит, блядь. Ебануться. Нихуя себе.
Я сейчас подойду, подожди.
So usually when you deal with meteorites and asteroids is different than meteorites. But you deal with that type of stuff, you're gonna get some type of it's gonna have like a fake above ground. It's like the gonna be like kind of like an air blast type situation. They usually don't have full impact because they going through the atmosphere, they burn up through the atmosphere and everything, all that terminal velocity type shit, right? So yeah, we were lucky on that one. But my main thing I'm worried about when we start having solar flares, the bad solar activity like that, is what happens if Old Faithful. If Old Faithful erupts, we all fucked. The whole world is fucked, literally. Starting with us.
I mean, if that happens, at that point, is what can you do?
Yeah, you got kids, hug your kids type shit. You know what I mean? You got a wife, hug your wife. It's pretty much.
I mean, that's why Elon Musk is building like a city in Mars and stuff. They're trying to get the hell out of here.
Because the thing is, we're super blessed that we got some place like this that's habitable. That's a bad word. That's a bad term. We could at least live here. Because one, it's so delicate. Like one bad season of solar flares could hook up. I wonder if they were able to monitor that during I think it was a time in a was it? It was one of the times where I think that's when Pompeii erupted. That was one of the worst years for humanity because I think it was either that or one of those, because like they will say that's pretty much the start of the Dark Ages. Because like after that, that's not too long ago. After that, that's when Rome fell. That's when once Rome fell, and of course you had the Constantinople and everything was still together, but then the rise of Islam, which is not bad or good or bad or anything. It's just you had a whole bunch of things that happened that kind of constitute us having the strife we have now, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So it actually is like part of one. Matter of fact, I could find that one of the worst days in history.
It's like a reshaping the world type of thing.
Yeah.
Like a new reset. I really think like that's what we're going through nowadays. That's what it feels like. With all the mess that's going on. Maybe this is our new reset, I guess. If you want to call it that.
536, the worst year to be alive.
536. Damn.
Yeah.
Is that when the Black Plague and all that stuff?
That's in the 1500s. But hey, they're gonna explain it.
Year ever. It's tossed around a lot these days, mostly on the internet. And for reasons like, I was disappointed in the latest Star Wars movie. But scientists and historians have actually argued that no year in the long history of this planet was worse than the year 536. While, sure, there have been plenty of worthy contenders for the worst year ever over the course of history, no single year has had more of a measurably bad impact for the decades that followed. Today, we're going to explain why the year 536 was the worst year to be alive. But before we get started, be sure to subscribe to the Weird History channel. Oh, and leave a comment too, and let us know what piece of history you would like us to explain next. Okay, now let's settle this once and for all. Year 536, worst year ever. While serving as a military advisor to Belisarius, one of the Byzantine Empire's most distinguished generals, Byzantine historian Procopius noticed some trouble was brewing in the air while traveling with his boss in Sicily in the year 536. He wrote of a sun that gave forth light without brightness, during like the moon, during this whole year, and it seemed exceedingly like the sun in eclipse. For the beams it shed were not clear, nor such as it is accustomed.
So basically, that's the effect of a volcano erupting. So they're gonna tell you.
To shed. Translated, it was all dark outside, like all the time. He, of course, wasn't the only one to notice the sun appeared to be in a mood during 536. Michael the Syrian, a Byzantine scribe, would later write of this period, the sun became dark, and its darkness lasted for 18 months. Wow. Each day it shone for about 4 hours, and still this...
That's one of the tell signs they were in the Dark Age, too. That's why they call it, one of the reasons they start calling it Dark Age, because this event.
Light was only...
Crazy, huh?
Yeah, because of the
feeble shadow. Everyone declared that the sun would never recover its full light. The fruits did not ripen, and the wine tasted like sour grapes. This wishy-washy sun situation cast a non-metaphorical dark cloud over the globe that darkened the sky for at least a full year in 536. Researchers later discovered evidence of a massive volcanic eruption, whose ash was likely a major contributor to the Seattle-like weather, minus all the rain, spreading ash and destruction on a global scale. Not to mention, it made the grapes sour and the wine bad. So that's an easy strike for the year 536. Basic biology teaches us that plants need the sun to aid in their growth and survival. So not having direct sunlight for the duration of at least a year did a real number on the crop output around the world and sparked a widespread famine around the globe. And it's not just that the plants wanted to catch their rays, it was just too darn chilly for crops to grow. With the sun cloaked in an endless cloud, the temperature of the earth dropped between 1.6 and 2.5 degrees Celsius. or 34.88 to 36.5 degrees Fahrenheit for all the Americans thinking that doesn't sound so bad. But it also cooled temperatures for decades to come. Crop scarcities were reported far and wide around this time period, including Ireland, who suffered through their own horrible-sounding food depletion they called bread failure. A dusty veil covering the sun wasn't the only bad thing in the air for these poor people just trying to live their lives in 536. There was also a plague or two waiting in the wings to strike on these vitamin D-deprived immune systems.
Yeah, and then in cold, all that virus is gonna go to warm bodies. So yeah, it's a clusterfuck. You hear me?
And so, speaking on like the sun going away, it sounds like in Alaska too. You know, they get like sunset like for 2-3 hours.
Yeah.
They get the sun or whatever, and then the rest like dawn. Like literally in Alaska, it's like damn.
Yeah, that's like that.
I don't know how they're surviving, but
I mean, that's like that. Pretty much anything past, I think, a certain latitude going right, no, longitude. That's going latitude going straight down, longitude going around. Like because like you have to understand, like it's just the axis, the world's axis. This is why I don't subscribe to flat Earth, but that's a whole nother story. This stuff like that, like what you just said. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. We keep that there. You gonna keep that?
Yeah, I got that.
Yeah. We're gonna lay that right there.
Nobody was immune to this infestation. It swept through the lower classes all the way to the imperial palace. Symptoms, as it was lovingly described, began with a sore that formed on the palm of the hand and progressed until the afflicted one could not take a step. The legs swelled, then the buboes burst and pus came out. Obviously, if this same plague were to infect the world today, there would probably be a TV show called Dr. Bubos, Pus Buster, and with it, a new contender for the worst year to be alive. With the plague beginning to make the rounds in Constantinople, the city began to stink, what with the piles of dead, sick bodies just sort of being...
So yeah, that's basically lack of sewers, well probably lack of good, clean water, because if there was volcanic situation, like pretty much it was the water, and they were making sour, like the wine, the grapes weren't good because of not getting enough sunlight and everything. Because sunlight, any fruit that get a lot of sunlight, it's gonna be more tastier than fruit that don't get a lot of sunlight. We agree on that, right?
Yeah, most definitely.
It's funny how that works. Sunlight, food, vitamin D, kind of makes sense. Anyway. Like you got the water got to be stale and got bacteria, all kinds of crazy stuff in it because the volcano. They probably didn't boil their water to get some like that. So because you probably got sulfur in that water. You had it because of the volcano and the ash in the atmosphere. That's what's going to happen to the water. This makes sense.
Yeah, most.
Tossed around into
I hear you.
The sea only to resurface later. There wasn't a lot of burial planning going around back then.
Bring out your dead!
It was more of a wing it vibe around the Justinian plague. Emperor Justinian ordered the bodies to be removed from the city.
I'm not dead! Yeah. He says he's not dead. Yes, he is. I'm not.
But all that did was expose more people to the disease, as healthy people were responsible for moving deceased sickly bodies.
Not dead. He says he's not dead. Oh, he is dead.
Out of the cities. Things weren't all bad for Emperor Justinian, though, as the plague that took all of these lives and made the city a smelly nightmare would later be named the Plague of Justinian, so that was probably nice for him. Less so for the estimated 50 million people that died from it, however. Around 536, the climate in China started its journey into madness, doing perfectly normal things like raining dust you could scoop into your hands. Not only should it not rain dust, it certainly shouldn't be measurable by the scoopful. The Nan-Shi, a 6th century chronicle, reported a yellow ash-like substance falling from the sky. They named their freak weather Hui, or dust, and said it was yellow in color. Whether this was volcanic ash or just some random, unexplained climate reaction is not known. However, this was just the beginning of China's climate disruption. The chronicles of the southern dynasties reported on a rare summer-winter weather event with frost in the midsummer and snow in August. Like a Southern California girl in Chicago in January, the crops were not here for this cold snap. Summer crops were destroyed, and the city of Xinzhou, along with others, were thrown into a deadly famine that lasted for 2 years and resulted in the deaths of around 70 to 80% of the population.
Damn.
Researchers discovered evidence deep in the ice sheets of Iceland and Greenland that indicated a major volcanic event occurred around 536. Volcanic eruptions in Iceland in 540 and 547 thrust people into the literal Dark Ages, with ash lining the skies and blocking out the shiny hot sun thing in the sky that the people of the 6th century were starting to get used to having around. Based on a tropical volcanic ash later discovered, some scholars have suggested a volcano in El Salvador went blasting off around the year 535 or 536. Still others pointed to a volcanic eruption in North America as a contributor to the dark skies around the world. When combined with the 2 Icelandic volcano eruptions, it kicked off what was adorably called the Late Antique Little Ice Age. This cute little ice age cooled off the planet for at least a decade and resulted in the death of crops and subsequently people, both directly through starvation
So I bet you,
and indirectly, a malnourished population was more susceptible to diseases, of which there were plenty running around. Well, there's one thing that certainly couldn't claim it had a bad year: exploding volcanoes.
Yep.
By the time the 6th century rolled around, the Roman Empire had migrated east to Constantinople. And, under the guiding hand of Emperor Justinian, the Romans sought to get back to the glory days of the empire. Much like a high school graduate who still hangs around campus and wears their Letterman jacket. I mean, it is pretty cool. Though some of Justinian's generals saw success in this cool goal, most notable Belisarius, who fought against several different armies, including Goths, Vandals, and others, Justinian himself couldn't mirror the success due to constant uprisings and imperial instability. Those pesky uprisings always getting in the way of success.
So basically, if you know anything about Europe during that time, the Germanic tribes, they had a policy. The Romans had a policy with them because they were all like vassals at that during that time until Tannenberg or whatever. But their policy was to get their first 2 born. If you're a chieftain or whatever, the Romans would take them and have them inside of the army and stuff, so it'll guarantee their allegiance to them or whatnot. So they had that practice. So when the first 2 come back or whatnot, they gonna be more Roman than the actual Romans because they've been hardcore into the whole Roman way of life because they were trying to beat the Germanic side of them out of there, right? So basically, that's why, like, if you notice, when the Germanic tribes take over the western part of the Roman Empire, right? They didn't tear down. It was only one side, which the Vandals, which that's why we got the word vandalism. They win. They try to do the most. The Goths and the Ostrogoths and Visigoths, they weren't having. They're like, oh no, we gotta get your ass up out of here. Y'all, we like this. We're gonna take up. We're gonna keep it clean. We're gonna take up there. That's why you got Italians instead of Romans. There was like a Germanic tribe at that time. You know what I mean? The Franks was a Germanic tribe. What's up? Go ahead.
Yeah. Like tribes, war, my idea is better. People trying to invade, and a lot of countries do the same thing as even our ancient ancestors used to do. Teach the kids how to think this way, be in the military. It's same things happening right now, but in a little bit different way, you can say. The same playbook. Let's put it like that.
So to look at it in our world right now, like if you import so many people from other places and they end up becoming more let's say American for argument's sake, if most people from like Mexico come here They become more American than the people who are American. Eventually, you're just gonna have they're gonna see the goodness of this country more than the actual people that live here gonna see the goodness, right? So eventually they're gonna wait wise up and like, all right, y'all not upholding what y'all are blessed to have. Let me take over it and put it where it needs to be at, which ended up happening. I mean, that's additionally what happened to the Roman Empire. I mean, that's why, like,
I mean,
yeah, that's why it's so much stuff. It's so much stuff that's still from the Roman Empire, still in Italy right now till we speak. Is because the people took over from what the Romans were when they took over that. They just basically say, all right, you know what, we taking over this, and we're gonna revert back where it used to be. That's why you had like the whole Roman Empire. That's why even up to Hitler Day, he saw himself as the heir apparent to the Roman Empire. You know?
Yeah.
It's crazy thinking about it. Like,
I mean, yeah. I mean, that's how history goes. You know, empires come, somebody gets a little greedy, even things are going good. There's always got to be that greedy, selfish person. Oh, I can do this better. Then he messes up the whole goddamn thing. So empires come and go, you know.
But it's crazy. A lot of this is branched off this. This is 1 year.
Yeah, I mean, but like the saying goes, don't repeat history, right? And when do humans learn from their past? No, they keep repeating it till it's too late. I mean, some people learn, but don't get me wrong, but you know what I mean.
History, I mean, it's a saying history doesn't repeat, it rhymes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's elements of like our history that we always remember and don't want to happen again and everything. Like in some parts of our history is like misinterpreted too. Like even Vlad Impello, I talk about this when they're doing Halloween and stuff. Like everybody look at him as you know, that's like the worst atrocity, one of the worst atrocities ever known in history, right? That's why we got the whole the character Dracula. But what he was looking at, and he was looking at, because he was a vassal, he had to be a vassal of the Ottomans at the time, because like his dad and them, and like they were neighbors, like Romania, I think it was like Kingdom of Wachovia or some shit like that. He huh? I know the time not. Huh? You surprised I know that?
Go ahead.
So he knew how the Ottomans would think, how they think and everything. He knew like Vlad knew fucking the merchants was like the key of how like the Ottomans were taking over stuff. And that's how they eventually took over Constantinople, was through the merchants.
Yeah.
Merchants, spies and stuff. So it's like, okay, bet. When I get back to this motherfucker, I'm about to stab and put all the motherfuckers on stakes, so the Ottomans know I'm crazy. So like he knew that
But if we keep it real when it comes down to all the craziness and the BS, it's about power, money, gold, and diamonds. That's it. You can take all the BS.
Yeah, because he did that made sure the Ottomans didn't take over Wachovia for over 100 years after that. They like, all right. They did some crazy shit like that. We ain't taking up, and they eventually took it over, you know, at one point. But like they like, oh man, we're gonna be hesitant doing this. These fools crazy. But sometimes it's a sick way of looking at it.
Yeah. And what people don't know, the Turks and the Russians have a long history.
Yeah.
From Vlad the Ottoman, maybe a little bit before all that mess. They have a long history, good and bad as well.
So the funny thing, you go go look at Russia architecture, right? Because
Yeah.
like what people don't get part of the what the Byzantines, the Constantinople was doing. They used the Russians. They used the Vikings to do their dirty work throughout Western Europe and everything, because like they wanted to keep the influence about. They is like I said, power. They want to have their defenses strong enough so they could withhold the Ottomans and everybody or whatever. I think they had it was some Persians at one point. It was like another brand of Persians. I can't think of the first name. Now I think it started with I or something like that. They pretty much was running half of Iraq into like Afghanistan at the time. They was worried about them. Then eventually the Ottomans took over all that. You know what I'm saying? Am I right? Correct me if I'm wrong if I'm saying anything out of place.
Yeah.
So yeah, they had to keep their defenses up against them.
No.
Them, I think the Huns were still an issue at the time until Mongols took them out, and then the Vikings, and they ended up making Vikings like they ended up being like the goons essentially. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, like paid assassins type of thing.
yeah. They'll go into they were going to rip and running, raiding all of Western Europe and stuff, and bringing that money back to Constantinople. That's why Constantinople stayed rich. You know, and I'm going
All better played, a death squad. They were using them as a death squad.
that too. So like that's why like Russia, the whole start of Russia, that was a lot of Vikings came from Russia, and their biggest issue was they was doing a lot of stuff because the Mongolians was coming. Mongolia. Then of course they didn't see eye to eye with the Kingdom of Lithuania and all kinds of stuff. And they split up, and Ukraine versus Russia. It was all kinds of stuff going on, which is funny how that went down. It's still going down today. But yeah,
because
go ahead.
My bad. But like that part of the world, the history, the empires, the leaders, every war, every trade, every business, so close, like Asia, Africa, East or maybe Western Europe. That history goes centuries and centuries and centuries, and we still see the effects of it today.
Yep.
Especially that part of the world right there.
See, in this the fall really you could tell like with Africa, for example, the part where it start with you start finding slaves in Africa, which it's always some group of slaves everywhere. I'm no group, but like when the modernization of slavery happened was when the fall of Constantinople. It's like a straight line. Because like you follow Constantinople, that means you open up pretty much all of Asia Minor, all of Egypt and everything, all that side, everything open up, and then you gotta get people from somewhere. And if you don't know, like Ethiopia, all the empire, they all was connected with the Roman Empire a long time ago. They've been like Roman Empire, they've been like ancient fucking traders. So that's pretty much how the Arab slave trade started happening. Because of course, if you Ottomans and you want to control what Rome had, the Byzantines had, you're gonna go down there. You're gonna try to make a deal with whoever down there. They ain't trying to go with the deal you want, or they disagree with the way you looking at things, or because Ethiopia's been known for like they like one of the oldest Semitic countries and I mean Semitic, I'm talking about like as in Isaac, Abraham, Isaac, Jacob type stuff, Ishmael stuff. They believe they got their own Bible and whole nine. So you have that situation.
Yeah.
And there you go. The Arab slave trade starts.
So, the Arab slave trade, because slavery, everybody did it because through business, like you said, like trade. Yeah, I mean, like just like prostitution, those two like the oldest business. It sucks, but like since the beginning of time, people like the powerful tribe looks at the weaker tribe. Okay, we're gonna sell them, or battle the hostages they were selling. I mean, it sucks, but it is what it is. You can't fix what's done.
Yeah, like I said, the end of the Byzantines, like that triggered a whole bunch of stuff. Because I think the fall of Constantinople was what 1592 or something like that. Let me make sure I got that right.
Yeah.
1453. I don't know what. Yeah, like I said, that's
okay. So 100.
But then you think about when the slave trade really started is right around that time, like hardcore rise. It's crazy.
Yeah, because business, and they start finding more resources and how valuable the trade is. Like, damn, we can make a lot of money, and let's take it to the next level.
Because when Ottoman take control of that means all of Europe came and noticed. Because one of because at that point I think they got well, I think the 15 that was when they almost took Vienna. That's why I got that. Constantinople is one thing. When they almost took Vienna, then that's when the Polish came through, and that stopped pretty much stopped all that until necessarily, if you want to say now, when like the immigration stuff. But yeah, I mean, look, I'm a history buff. Man. I'm sorry, man.
I know. No, trust me. I like history stuff, and I always like to learn new stuff, But yeah, I mean, that's how the world is, When you business, money, when it comes down, especially when it comes to people's money and business, they don't give a damn. Like they buy, sell humans, they don't alive humans. Some people take it as far as they need to. They're greedy,
Man,
So
it's sad because that stuff is going on right now. Like what's going on in Libya is crazy. Nobody even talking about. Ain't nothing we can really do.
Yeah, the trade slave. Well, I mean, slavery never really ended. They just put a new name to it. Trafficking, human trafficking. They just, they just use a different name. But that's the real world. There's nothing we can like start a war, but more people are gonna be unalive. And then the business is gonna come back up in 5-10 years. Or they might do it on underground now. So we really didn't change nothing. We just went from bad to chaos to worse, and things you can say go back to normal for a couple more years.
Yeah, I mean, back to normal is us ignoring what's going on, unless y'all, somebody. When I say y'all, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about there's people going out here doing things that are gonna get our attention or doing things that's gonna affect our way of life. It's like I hope America never have to go back to Afghanistan, because like hearing some of the stories about how they get down over there. Which, if you know the history of Afghanistan, like they got some.
Yeah, like I said, like some things is out of your control. When it really comes down to it, all you got to worry about is yourself and the people that you care about. I know that sounds selfish, that's hatred, but there's nothing you can do about it. You can go to war. Well, what's that going to do? We would have just got out of war, 23 years war. You know what I'm saying? So people, when I talk to people, you got to be realistic with this. Yeah, it's sad. Be aware of it. Understand what's going on. But there's nothing you can do about it. You can protest all you want, riot all you want. How is this affecting you and your family? Because especially for Americans and the world too, especially in 2026, everybody's just caring about themselves and the people they actually give a damn about. That's like very small circle. I'm saying like care about like Like if you look at them the wrong way, you actually will go punch somebody in the face, type of thing. In the year 2026, you know.
What's
But that's the
crazy?
reality.
What's crazy for you saying that, right? You got me thinking. Like, for example, I was just listening. I was listening to service while I was at the gym, church service. I'm not trying to preach, but he did. This goes with the whole what you just said about strong families and stuff. A nation is as strong as a family unit. Like, why I enjoyed when we talked last time. You was talking about how y'all have meetings. Y'all talk about what's going on in the community, what's going on in the world, how y'all could coexist or work through the obstacles of that to be more prosperous in y'all household and stuff. Which is respect. I
Yeah.
respect that for a lot. And y'all never lost that. Y'all never lost that. What I'm feeling like now. What's up? Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Finish what you about to say.
So what I'm saying right now is like we gotta I'm talking about my community gotta regain. I would say this. Christianity gotta regain that. Like we tolerate so much because we have this idea of Christianity that we're gonna be persecuted no matter what we do. So we just try to be the best person we can be, best Christian we could be. And it kind of and don't get involved. That's the idea of how we don't get super involved in the world, but the world's super involved with you. You know what I mean? It's kind of it's a bad juxtaposition.
Yeah.
Like, you know, it's almost a way of like pacifying us from not calling stuff out to a point of like kicking over the table at the temple type vibe. You know what I mean? I'm talking about, you know. So like
No. I got, but this is like,
go ahead.
There's like a saying, right? My bad to cut you, but there's like a saying: fix your home first before you come fix mine.
Exactly.
After that, once you fix your home, then fix your community. Then once you fix your community, fix your city and state. Then you can come to this village or country. Then you can fix our problem. You know what I'm saying? So people, especially in America, need to understand that. Like you can't just go to that part of the world and trying to fix everything. First, you don't know the culture. You don't know a lot of Americans don't know the history. A lot of people don't know what the hell is going on. There's different tribes. There's Christianity. I'm talking about Asia, Africa, and Eastern and Western Europe. There's Islam. There's Hindu. There's Buddhist. There's atheists. Different tribes, different cultures, languages. Like you can't just go in there and oh, you're all black, you're all white, and you're all brown, and you're all Asian. That's not how that works. You know, like before you jump into the fight, you got to understand what you're getting yourself into. Like, you know, but it is what it is, you know. And then this kind of talk I have with my friend, he's Mexican, born over here, you know, and he's a Christian as well. I say, hey, that's the world. Like you act like there's no Christianity over there. They got the Bible. They probably know the Bible better than you. Doesn't mean you're stupid. And it's okay to say I don't know. It doesn't make you look stupid. Hey, there's some things I don't know. And hey, it is what it is. But what I realize is just ignorance, you know, that ignorance, that ego is like, damn.
Yeah.
But it is. So I came to the conclusion, for the most part, when I speak to my fellow Americans, and this is gonna suck, but I'm talking like to a wall for the majority. It's like you know, it's like okay, you know, like have the conversation, like oh screw this, I'm done talking. You know, but it is what it is. So
man, like people, a lot of people probably wouldn't know how like how the hierarchy when it comes to like the Middle East, like how different cultures, how the different countries and cultures and tribes look at each other. Like a lot of cats will not understand that here. And I had to sit back and I said this last time, I had to sit back and just talk gain friends that's of that work that was part of that world. Because I've heard stuff, like I heard stuff in like books and everything, but actually hearing it from somebody, it gives a different perspective. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Go ahead, my bad.
Yeah, so like that's what I try to go out of my way of like learning what's going on over there. Because like I said, that situation happened 9/11. I went on a wormhole like, all right, I need to know. I don't want to come in a place of ignorance in talking about this because a lot of people just go off on ignorance. I wanted to kind of know how they looking at this, where they looking at this, where when they stand. Different people from their different standpoint, not necessarily anybody that agree with that shit. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying from your general person from there, or general person that got family from there. Get it? What I'm saying?
Yeah. How they it's like there's like the best examples, like you explaining to a white person how the hood is.
Yeah.
And he's telling, no, I seen documentaries, I seen it in the newspaper, I seen it in the magazine. Okay, he's seen it, but you lived it, type of thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I got you.
It's kind of like that. Yeah, I mean it is. It's the perspective, and then a lot of Americans, especially a lot of them, like they don't understand it, they don't get it. It's like, hey, you gotta you gotta get outside that bubble,
Yeah.
Like you can't just. But and not a lot of people are aware of it. Now we can blame them, we can blame the school, we can blame their parents, we can blame the media. At this time, and when they do wake up, finally start to realize what's really going on, that's going to be in late 30s. No one's going to have patience and wait until you turn 30 something, because in that part of the world, a 20-year-old, an 18-year-old, he's already aware of a lot of things. Now, I'm not saying he knows everything, but more aware. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, like literally, I can bring an African 18-year-old, Asian 18-year-old, and a European, and a Middle Eastern, and bring one American and see the difference. How they talk.
And a lot of stuff. A lot of that's culture too. A lot of that's real culture because like there's still like here. Then this is when the programming happened. Like for the longest, like I said, mass media was denigrating the male role model in the household type thing. They would denigrate them. The dad was stupid. Dad was comically, and y'all never really had that. Y'all still what's up? Go ahead.
My bad. But have you seen the Russian Yuri explaining that? How demonetize people?
Yeah, I know you're talking about. Yuri Brezhnev.
Yeah, the Russian dude.
Yeah,
and the way he explained it, like, damn. And it's a slow process,
Yeah, it's a whole frog in the boil and water situation. That's a deep talk right there, man. I'm gonna be on here for probably 10 more minutes. That's a whole other discussion. But yeah.
But yeah, you gotta finish. My bad.
Nah, but like y'all kept that. Y'all it's even like that, like Hispanic culture. I work out with the owner, and it's mostly Hispanic. It's a hardcore gym, but like it's mostly Hispanic and everything. So I just help me be peeping game. Because what I'm hearing I'm hearing from them is like a lot of stuff I hear from my uncles and stuff,
Well, yeah, on the Hispanics, some, not all, because I dealt with some Hispanics, and yes, they do have the family gathering and but a lot of them, especially Mexicans, ignorance, no different than American.
Yeah.
It's not. I'm not trying to be hateful. I'm not trying to be racist, because I hang out a lot of
that might be a state thing too. Because if you're in Cali Hispanic folks gonna be different than Texas Hispanic folks. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, that might be a state thing. I'm not gonna denigrate it. I know what you mean though. That might be a state thing. like, hey, Mexican out here, man. Shoot, they thinking they gonna keep that strap on them. They gonna go hunting. they about to do. They got a big old ass truck. They ain't really hear. They ain't hear nothing you gotta say other than like, hey, we better get the money.
Yeah, because Texan people are built different, I guess.
Yeah, we on some different shit.
Yeah. You guys are way different. I've been to Texas before. Yeah, you guys just way different compared to other places. But yeah, hey, this has been fun. Appreciate you always bringing me up.
Man,
Salute to you.
You always welcome up here. I like deep discussion. I can stretch out my mental, my mental on here a little bit. And like a lot of cats don't think I like that, but hey.
Yeah, I always appreciate. But have you heard of this channel? Since you like to talk religion, hold on, let me put it in the bag.
I try not to talk too much religion because I know that sometimes they turn people off. But like I know.
No.
Yeah.
All right, have you heard of this? Check it out. Wait,
yeah.
Hold on.
Yeah, I got a couple. They talk about that. I got a couple Muslim friends. Oh, you dipped off. Okay. All right. Man, my voice is going, so I'm about to end this, y'all. Y'all take care, man. Appreciate everybody coming, man. Like, share, and subscribe. Leave a comment, and peace.